Okay, so the fucking retarded video got disconnected, but I don't give a fuck. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm just doing it mostly for myself to have a memories. So I keeping the GPS and it got disconnected. I don't know how to paste it together. Who's give a fuck? This is San Fernando, and this is the third part of my trip back after I had a massage to my hotel, Tacuenda Hotel, if I'm pronouncing it right. Very good hotel, I would recommend it. Tacuenda or Tacuenda. Forgive me, but I learned Spanish, but some words are pretty difficult. So, what the fuck is going on here? Fuck this. Fuck it. So, this is the artistic part of the town. Kurva do piče. And I'm walking to Santa Fe, San Diego. The barrio of Santa Fe is San Diego. On the border of Santa Fe and San Diego is my hotel. Is my hotel in Bogota.Is center. Yeah. I'm not still decided if I wanna go to southern part of the town. It's not recommended, but I wanna see the red light district here, which is not recommended to go there. And it's next to my hotel, but it's in center, so my hotel is not some shithole hotel. It's 5-star good hotel. It's really good hotel, with security. Remember, when you go to Latin America, don't save money on accommodation, because first thing they give you in the hotel is such a booklet, with your keys. There is such a little paper, such a leaflet, and they say please read it. It's the seguridad reglas, it's the security rules. And there is written, don't let nobody get in your room, don't bring strange people in the hotel, don't do this, don't display the cash on the street, don't do that. A lot of rules, and you can laugh to it, but actually the danger, as I said here, is invisible. It's invisible. Everything is relaxed, lullaby, sun is shining, and suddenly some motherfucker just approach you with machete. It can happen during the daylight, Everything can happen here, but what happens gonna happen. We cannot do nothing about it. But we can, of course, follow the precautions. I didn't follow it too much in Dominican Republic. I get abducted, blah blah blah. But it was great, it was a great awakening. Motherfucker like me who does security agency in Philippines, and I get into the car which was not, which was not the one which I call on application on Uber, and you didn't check the plate numbers. It was really, really mistake. Of course, I was carried away by the 21-year-old chick. She was inside, so my little head in my bed, in my trousers, was telling the bigger head what to do, right? So that's the problem of the man. That's our problem, That's why I went to this massage, so I'm much more relaxed now, and because always cherche la femme, always woman puts me in trouble. And they're beautiful women, Colombians. But everything is like, we have to. But you can see that the infrastructure is much better than in Dominican Republic. It was really fucking poor country. I don't know why they call it like emerging economy. But here it looks, some parts looks like Portugal or Spain, So, when we will approach the downtown, you will see that it's really not so bad. And the airport was very organized, people speaking English. In the hotel, people like talking English, they're fast, they're organized. Yeah. So the massage therapist was like surprised. I told her it's organized here. She says, really? Look alike? I said, yes. So Dominican Republic obviously is really bad country, to be honest, the prices are quite high, it's expensive there. It's like to buy an apartment, it's like in West Palm Beach, the rents are like in France. So after COVID it really increased. Here the prices didn't increase so much, as I informed, after COVID. So the economy is much better, obviously. There was a president elections 2 years ago. It's a leftist president. A lot of people were selling properties. Everybody was selling, and the prices of properties, apartments went down because people were afraid, how it goes in South America, everybody is afraid. There are a lot of coup d'etats. It goes left, right, left, right. It goes from extreme to extreme, right? But forgive me, I don't remember the name of the president. But I look at it in the airplane. I studied a little bit. I don't think so. This guy is like dangerous, but everything can happen here. So if you want to invest, maybe this is the option. This is the opportunity in Colombia. When everybody buy, everybody sell.
Slight right onto Carrera 13.
It's like my dick. So let us see if the GPS...
Turn left onto Calle 69.
Okay, let us see if the GPS will really work today. Because we know it never works. So, SOS. Es1. Bro. Just like in every third world country, sometimes there is this awkward feeling when people realize you're a foreigner, they look at you and they're very polite here, you know, but obviously what you can find behind is the money. They want the money, right? So, you know, I'm not an idealistic person, but I have to say the service is good here. It's much better. It's much better than in Dominican Republic, where they were very upset, angry, arrogant. Don't go to Dominican Republic. It's a shithole. People don't like to. The services are bad. People look at you like you are some obnoxious insect. Here in Colombia.
Slight right onto Carrera 13.
Here in Colombia or Bogota, so far I'm 48 hours here, and people are really ready to serve. You know, give you good service, smiling. They're professional. You know. We can think about it whatever we want. It can be hypocrisy, but it works. In Dominican Republic, it's one of these fucking filth country which says like, no, we will tell you what we think about you. Fuck you. And the airport, Las Americas and Santo Domingo, avoid it. I almost didn't leave the country because there was some stupid form immigration. I gotta fill it. But the idiots were so much modern. They didn't have a pencil and paper, and it gotta be done electronically. But on my two mobile phones, it didn't work. On the mobile phone of the stewardess, it didn't work. So I almost missed my flight, not by my fault, you know. And this angry, stupid bitch from Arajet Airlines says, "Cerrado, the gate is closed." I say, hey, I lost 2 hours by filling your stupid form, which didn't work out. You didn't let me go on the phone, on the plane. Cerrado. So I take my phone and I say, hey, I'm now calling your fucking president. I'm calling CNN. In 24 hours, I got my show in CNN. Are you the guys who will explain everybody why I close your fucking, I Cerrado your island? So these covered Dominican cunts, obviously, covered people, when you threat them, they always step back. So she opened the gate, of course, she was scared, like every coward. You know, every attacker, or most of the attackers, are cowards. So fight back, never get intimidated by this piece of shit. Preventively, you know, just carry some knife with you, right? Just relax. Oh, really? This is the kind of the countries where I have to keep vigilant, you know. So possibly I've been living in 8 countries. I've been living 5 years in Philippines, 1 year Cyprus, 3 years Austria, 1 year Spain, 2 years Sri Lanka, almost 2 years, 1.5 years during COVID, 1.5 years in Canada, in Toronto and Montreal, 6 months in US. I don't know if I forget something. I'm from shithole called Czech Republic. And of course, I'm always searching some place where to live, because I've been living in the world for the last couple of years. And I'm changing countries like t-shirts. But I tell you, I was thinking to settle in South America, because I lived in Asia. I love it. Before I probably come back to Asia, because this continent is really the one which fits to me best. And Europe is like buy a ticket for Titanic boat, and it's extremely boring continent, and economically it's falling apart. So there is no opportunity. And even though there is opportunity, There is no. It's so stupid and boring, you know. That's the problem of it. So I wanted to see South America before I came back to Asia. But let me tell you something. I was thinking maybe, you know, I have my tip was Panama or Costa Rica, because Costa Rica is the safest country and the richest in the whole Latin America. But after what I seen in Dominican Republic, supposedly very attractive country for tourism and safe, which turned out to be total different, total opposite. It's a dangerous country with a lot of dust problems and very arrogant people, citizens, nothing functioning, mafia, police. It's really tragic country, you know, Dominican Republic, really tragic one. Only what they got is they beaches and they suffocate them with human cockroaches who's selling you everything. And Dominican people really mean stupid people, degenerative, you know, obviously. And as I learned, not typical Latino American country. So to finish my thought, of course, I was thinking eventually settle in South America. So I was thinking Panama, Costa Rica, you know how it goes. You have to always visit it, because that's why I want to visit every single South American country. But obviously, I don't think so. I go for it unless I figure out, for example, Chile or Argentina is some paradise, or maybe the Panama, maybe Costa Rica, because now I'm going to Ecuador, then to Peru, Bolivia, Chile, Argentina, and back through Brazil, Guyana, to Central America, and back to Mexico through all Central American countries. But obviously, if there is not some miracle, I think South America is great for traveling. I don't know, maybe Panama, Costa Rica is great. But you know, I got a feeling that this is a kind of a country like you retired, you are 70 years old, just relax, you know, nature, all that crap. I like towns, Costa Rica, and also San Jose. So I think I'm back in Asia soon, in 1 year or something. I got some businesses in North America as well. We'll see, we can see some brother here. You know, the pickpocketers are it's really not something which you should worry about, you know. You can get really lucky if you get just pickpocketed. The specialty here is so-called punching your drinks, you know. They punch your drink with scopamine, if I'm saying it right. It's a very strong drug which really knock you off. Sometimes they put some benzodiazepines, I don't know, maybe ketamine, whatever, and you wake up in the alley without wallet, you know, in a couple of hours. And if you're lucky, just without wallet and bruised in the alley and without your money and phone. If you're unlucky, maybe without your kidney, right? So we have these so-called abductions. Then you have a kidnapping, you know. Mostly when I look at it, mostly it's just a short time abductions, 24, 48 hours, they say. So not big deal, you know. They just punch your drink, you know, they punch your drink. Yeah, then what else can happen, you know? They bring you to car, they drive you around, they try to withdraw your money from bank machine, from your ATM, trying to get the code from you, maybe a little bit beat you in the face or whatever, slap you. Then they throw you in some alley, dragged, and then you wake up and you go to your hotel. So not a big deal, but a lot of things can happen, right? But then there is this kidnapping thing, and it's much worse, you know. That's what was happening in Haiti, you know. And now it looks okay because FARC, the leftist organization, made some kind of a deal. We don't know if we can trust it or not with administrative president. They will not kidnap, and there is some ceasefire. They will not kidnap foreigners and people anymore, Colombians. And when I look at the statistic, Colombia in 2021 had only 300 abductions and kidnapping. Dominican Republic around 100. But Mexico and Brazil was around 4,000, peak peaking, really. But from some other statistic, Colombia is most dangerous country in the South America and Latin America. So maybe not so much strong in abduction like in Mexico or Brazil. We will talk about this when I'm in Brazil later, why it's happening. But obviously you gotta be vigilant, and when you live here you have to follow rules. Look, the crime is all around the world. Oh my god, you got a lot of crime in Chicago, in Toronto. I witnessed stabbing in the train in daylight in Toronto in subway. My neighbor was shot in Toronto, by one of the neighbor in Toronto was just shot by coincidence because they mistaken him, some murderers, some gang, and they just shoot him while he was walking the dog. So look, the criminality is everywhere. In Toronto is really peaking, it's really going up. Canada is country in free fall. So the criminality is everywhere around the world. It was in Philippines, of course. But there is some kind of a criminality which is bearable and unbearable, So if you're local, of course, if you learn Spanish and then you look like a local, then it's okay. But as I understood, even it's not only foreigners who are targeted, it's Colombians, it's everybody practically. Okay, so we're approaching some monument. As you know from my videos, I'm not a typical tourist, so I really don't know what the hell is it, but I can study it. I've seen so many churches and chateaus and monasteries and temples in Europe that when I see the church I feel like vomit. So I don't think so I will go inside. So we are in some nice square here. Can a little bit chill out here. Let us see. Just shortly. This is the place where you should avoid the pickpocketers. But as I told you, it's not the thing you should be concerned, Pickpocketers is nothing. Papa Francisco was here, okay? Okay. And what's the name of this? Basilica Santurio Nuestra Señora de la Lourdes Eucharistias. Okay. So this is some kind of church, right? Forgive me my ignorance. Of course it's beautiful, right? But we keep going. So living in Philippines, it was pretty fun. And when you follow the security rules, I had no problem. Then on the end, when I was living shortly on the beginning of presidency of crazy butcher Duterte president, I was living under the martial law sometime, and I got in shootage, and they put me in jail because I have no firearm license. But they set up foreigners there. For the ones who follow the politics in Philippines, you know what happened. It was a beautiful country which was destroyed by this fucking maniac idiot. And now there is this President Marcos, the son of the theft.
Turn left onto Carrera 13.
So I don't think so there is a future in Philippines. It was a great country, but Duterte destroyed it. I had to leave. Similarly, Sri Lanka bankrupted. It's before Christ, after Christ. Before COVID, after COVID, my friends. Lourdes, Church Lourdes, like in France. Picos Cafe. One thing surprised me, here it's not visible, but there are quite some trees in Bogota. It's not such a town like Domingo, capital of Dominican Republic, which is totally plagued by inversion. There is pollution, of course, but it's not so bad. Like in Santo Domingo, you can see some trees time to time here, and you got these mountains around. So I would consider it's partly like a second world country. You know, the infrastructure, you can see some pavements here. Forget about the pavements in Santo Domingo. There are no pavements, you know. And the roads are dusty. There is no infrastructure. It's a really shithole. But here you can see that there is some kind of infrastructure. So I was pleasantly surprised how things are organized here. Of course, it really depends where you're coming from and from what country you're coming from. Of course, I was 10 days in Curacao. It was practically first world country, or between second first, because it's a former Dutch colony, or now it's still partly owned by Holland. So, but when I just erased this experience from my head and I play it like I feel like I pretend like I'm going directly from Dominican Republic here, I feel like I came from third world to second world, you know. Time to time is good just to stop and let the motherfuckers go, because when you're holding the phone, obviously there are a couple of fucking idiots, snatchers or idiots who following you. I got a good eye for this, like this imbecile, he thinks he's invisible. But you know, time to time you just stop, you put your wallet in the front, you know, and they cannot do nothing. Shit, I didn't do it actually. Good I did it, huh? Because you always put your wallet in. And they cannot do nothing. They try to, like, you know, they try to go close to you. Or sometimes they work like they Caesar you. There are 4 or 5. They can surround you. They operate in airports, near hotels, on this very busy boulevards like we are. So you gotta be careful. It's a number one. It's like a first level of some criminality. As I said, if you walk in here in the night, maybe you can have a bigger problem. So I heard regarding the punching your drink. I called my friend in Florida. I told her I'm here, I'm flying here, and she told me, Dennis told me, you know, be careful. Even the bartenders can punch your drink. Not only when you go, don't leave your drink when you go to bathroom, because they can put something in it, some girls or whatever, or don't receive or don't accept the drink from nobody, you know. And but then Dennis told me, you know what, you see, look at the imbecile, he's trying, you know. But then fucking pickpocket, one day I would like to beat the pickpocketer the shit out of him. You know, I studied university, I have a small doctorate from Belgrade. I stayed 3 weeks in Belgrade in Serbia, in capital of Serbia, and it is really capital of pickpocketers. So I learned all day tricks. I will talk about it some other time, but I already told you something. Anyway, I want to finish the thought that my friend Dennis told me. You know, it won't help you if you don't go to bathroom, and if you keep an eye on your drink, if you keeping an eye on your drink, because the bartender can automatically, you know, punch it, and you don't see how he's preparing the cocktail. So I was like, hey, good, I don't drink, man. So you can see there are some things you would like to live here or possibly travel, which I will, but then you are like, why the fuck I should live in some country where I have to always think if they will punch my drink, if they will get me, if they will kidnap me, you know. So of course you don't want this. That's the reason why all these people going to Spain or to Europe, right? Or I heard in Argentina there it's pretty dangerous, in Buenos Aires. So I will figure out on my own. On the other hand, now let's talk some economy. I took an Uber to the spa this morning. I was driving, the guy took me 25 minutes. You know, it was 25 minutes drive, and it cost me $3, my friends. So $3 American, 25 minutes in Uber is pretty cheap, you know. So the massage cost me, for the one who are interested, 120 pesos Colombian, 120,000. It's one of these countries which need to cut the zero. which is so it's around I think 50 is like $7, so it cost me like $14. 70 minutes massage with some little happy ending. Yeah, I will say it, why not? It's like shaking the hand. I'm an expert in massage. So imagine, this is pretty good, $14 massage with happy ending, and you're relaxed, and you're ready to to action again. Because find what you love and let it kill you. I'm multi-addicted personality, so I figure out it's better to be addicted to sex than to drugs, and I'm fighting with a strong addiction on money. I was addicted on writing. I have written 10,000 pages. Then I was addicted to money, then to sex, then to alcohol, then to volume. I'm multi-addictive personality, so now I'm trying to get rid of the addiction of money, and I'm substitute. You can only substitute the addiction. So it's good to be addicted because you gotta drive. You gotta drive. I was very positively addicted to sports betting, which makes me love money. For the ones who wanna follow my tips, how to make money. So some addictions are great, Of course, if you're addicted on cocaine, you are an idiot. You lose your health, will, money, and your personality and your life. If you're addicted to heroin, same thing. If you're addicted to alcohol, you are an idiot. If you're addicted to 50 cigarettes per day, you are an idiot. If you're addicted to sex, you can destroy your family life, but you're making your body still work, it's a healthy thing. I don't need to go to fucking gym, man. I mean, for the ones who follow my program, you see that I'm not kind of a tourist. I'm not a sexual tourist, but in every country, I want to have a sexual intercourse with a citizen of the female citizen, of course, of the country. Colombia, I got a little bit ahead because I have this beautiful black Colombian lady in Malaga already 3 years ago. But I will check here, maybe tonight for second time. I need to, it's a law, So, sex addiction is not a bad thing. I mean, it has its downsides, but it keeps you physically fit, You trick yourself. You don't need to go to gym. I go to gym every fucking day. I need to fuck every day. I'm addicted, So, obviously, you're getting your stamina boosted, and it's the first source, the most immediate, fastest, and the biggest natural source of dopamine is through sex. Then second is hot good meal. But I think sex is better. And meal is good as well, but from meal you can gain a lot of weight. So that's sympathetic. Some books. In first world country nobody reads, nobody sells books anymore. So if you have a feeling that after the COVID the world has no program, before the world has some kind of program in 20th century, now the world has no program. The leaders getting demented like the European Union or North America, and European, American, Northern American and European civilization is falling apart. If you didn't live under the stone, you see that we are living. We are something like all Romans, around 300 after, maybe 400 already after the Christ. Western ancient Rome. Okay. So if I'm not wrong, I don't want to touch the GPS on my screen because obviously it would interrupt the video. But I wanted to tell you what is this kind of the boulevard, but I will put it later on, like the description of the GPS. Looks like some fucking boulevard which is very popular here, but I don't want to ask people where I am because you can see some Dollar City. Via Serrata, it means the road is closed. So this is Bogota, ladies and gentlemen. Mid of March 2024. 20 degrees. It's pleasant temperature here. Yes. Fucking idiot. Yeah. Always, sometimes you have to stop and shake these imbeciles off. So they realize they don't have too much chance, like this imbecile. You know, I had a security and just they think they're so invisible, and they really are. If you have not trained eye, oh my god, you can never spot the pickpocketers. They really, really good. Another time I will make a video about it. Yeah. So this is like more for my memories. I'm not some YouTuber or some faggot, you know, who is playing with Facebook. I'm just doing it mostly for myself, you know, for my memories. And I don't think so I die old, to be honest. I think I die still relatively young, but if my risky lifestyle will change, maybe I get older and I will watch this video one day. Look at the imbecile, huh? Of course, obviously. It's a pickpocketer, obviously. There is another group behind me. They always work in, you know, into. Yeah, they pretend they're having a phone calls. They have these lines, you know, and they spot you and they go after you. So sometimes it's good to look at them and show them, like, hey, you are an idiot, you know. Like, hey, sometimes they think that you are your competition, you know. So it was the other guy, if you see, the one in the red black jacket, you know, he's accomplice of the other motherfucker. Forget about it. So yeah, I have 45. ¿Qué pasa? I'm trying to figure out what is this kind of boulevard, which will obviously leading me to my hotel. We got a footage 32 minutes. I'm walking slow, so I think 40-50 minutes more and I will be in the city center of my hotel. Then I have some lunch and we will go to look in Santa Fe. That's the red light district. I think it can be quite interesting for you. Yeah, because there are a lot of sexual tourists. I'm not a sexual tourist, of course, you know, I like sex, but I'm not like these fucking old American fags who come in here, you know, to fucking some fucking children or some pervert deviants. I'm usually doing Tinder, Bumble. Today I went for a massage, but I'm a handsome guy. I don't need to pay for that shit, right? So I don't go for hookers. I don't tell you I don't have experience. But for fun, I was reading about this topic, and there are a lot of desperate American fucks who come in here, and the prostitution is there is a really that looks like they are one of the cheapest prostitutes in the world, or at least in Latin America, for $20 or $15-20, or some of these perverts, they even boasting like they got a blowjob for $2 on the street from some poor girl. So you can see this is crazy, and the poverty has its own toll on people, and obviously it's nothing nice. And I heard about this red light district, and it was interesting how these Americans, are obviously foreigners, English, they were writing on internet like, hey, this is good, there you get a hooker from street for $5, here $10. I was wondering who could go to the red light district in Bogota, you know, and get the hooker from the street. I mean, like, I have nothing against prostitution, I did it many times, but I never took a hooker from the street. But let's say I would take her from the first world country. But imagine you go to a town like Bogota, you take a hooker from the street. Like they said that they have 7 kinds of prostitutions. I didn't gone through it, you know, so I cannot tell you. I just only look through this information. But when I read about this, they said this fucking sexual tourists, like some part of the Santa Fe, are dangerous. And I would say it's all dangerous. So imagine you are a white tourist. Imagine you are a gringo and you're going into the red light district Santa Fe in Bogota, and you're trying to make you trying to fuck some poor hooker for $5-10. Of course you become you will get victimized, and rightfully you deserve it. You are idiot, and I mean, so I was really surprised how these people saying like this corner is safe, this corner that. I mean, like, I would never fucking do such a risk. Besides, it's really immoral to capitalize on these poor girls. But secondly, only suicide guy would do this. But I want you to experience it, and I decided to go to Santa Fe, to Red Light District, and make a walk like here. They recommend not to go, but I will go because you know me. I'm not a typical tourist. I have to keep any stone unturned. Okay, so I'm almost 24 hours here, and I know I look pretty stupid, but this is a main boulevard, obviously, but I still don't know what is his name. So, as I said, I am not some YouTuber, but eventually we will figure out, because I cannot see. The stupid GPS doesn't show me, and I don't wanna press it because it will stop the video. Districtal, Nacional, Museo, Ave, Kra. In Bogota, the streets has just the numbers, and there is Calle, Calle, and then 2 or 3 numbers, and they don't have a name. So it's pretty interesting. It saves time, and as I learned it, it's something like in New York, like how many floors, or So this is the similar system, but I'm sure this fucking street has some fucking name. Excuse my French. Obviously, this is some main fucking street, right? So I look like a really idiot and no globetrotter who visited more than fucking 60 countries. But eventually we can eventually ask somebody. Hey, what's the name? ¿Qué se llama una calle?
Esta es la 13.
¿Esta es la 13?
Sí.
13.
13.
Gracias. Esta es la 13, calle 13. If I'm pronouncing it right. The Colombian accent is different than Dominican. Calle 13. So this is calle 13. It looks like one of the main streets. So I'm happy that I made these videos. I don't know if the quality is good, or I'm not a professional cameraman, but I'm trying to give you the feeling like you are here as much as possible. Servicio de Atención Psicológica, Universidad Santa Tomás. Calle 13. Shit, I have terrible memory. So this is Colombia, my friends. This is Bogota, calle 13. Yeah. We can see some interaction of local citizens. Más rápido, más fuerte, mejor. Smart fit. Okay. Calle 13. So maybe it will be good idea now to disconnect the video, because the first video started in San Felipe, and now we are already in downtown. So I will disconnect it, and I will start the, I think, 4th episode of walking in Bogota here. Or 4th or 5th. I don't know. Calle 13.